Good morning.
Participants.
Perfect. So I'm unmuted now, which means that you have the opportunity to be unmuted, but don't take that opportunity. There are 187 of us on the call. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Erica Ash, coming to you from my guest room in Hollowell, Maine. It's really, really beautiful to see almost 200 of us gathered together to celebrate Shabbat. We don't get to gather together as a whole Maine Jewish community so often. We get to do that at the Shabbaton and the conference, but it's really wonderful to be, even though we're physically distant from one another, not socially distant as we celebrate Shabbat together. So a very few logistics as we start our service. Please keep yourself muted. The leaders will unmute themselves at the appropriate time. As you can see, we have a share screen with the text that we're using for this evening. During the Amidah, you'll have a chance to pray on your own, and we'll give some links to some sidurs, but if you have a sidur handy, you might want to grab one. And at the very end of the service, we're going to invite people to join chat rooms for a brief conversation before we come all back together again. So thank you to the Center for Small Town Jewish Life for organizing this, to Rabbi Isaacs and the clergy leading, and Sarah Rockford, who is our tech guru. Sarah did not know that was in her job description when she signed up for this job, and we're really, really glad to have everyone with us. So it's beautiful to see all of you, and Shabbat Shalom. We're going to begin our service now.
Shabbat Shalom. This nigun is from Nava Tehillah. Asher lo hayam hu asahu. Asher lo hayam hu asahu. Eshet yadav yatsahu. Eshet yadav yatsahu. Asher lo hayam hu asahu. Asher lo hayam hu asahu. Eshet yadav yatsahu. Eshet yadav yatsahu.
Often in times of stress, we forget to breathe. And singing is a wonderful tool to be able to get our breathing going, to knock down the stress, knock down the tension.
Wait a minute.
We would like to be able to greet each other with a kiss and a hug, maybe patting our backs. But Dayenu, at least we can come together in this way, this time. Hinei matov, sing with me. Hinei matov u'mayhagim, shevet achim ha'yachat. Hinei matov u'mayhagim, shevet achim ha'yachat. shevet achim ha'yachat. shevet achim ha'yachat. Hinei matov u'mayhagim, shevet achim ha'yachat. Hinei matov u'mayhagim, shevet Hindei matov manai, Shabbat achim v'yachdan, Hine matov, Hine matov, Yaradai, Yaradai, Hine matov, Hine matov, Yaradai, Yaradai, Hindei matov manai, Shabbat achim v'yachdan, Hine matov manai, Shabbat achim v'yachdan. Last time. Hine matov manai, Shabbat achim
Rabbi Carolyn Braun.
So we're going to sing a prayer called Ana Bakoach, and the prayer is understood by the Kabbalists to contain the unmentionable, and unpronounceable name of God. Among other gematria in this prayer, there are 7 lines corresponding to the 7 days of creation. This being the last day of creation, that is rest. So when we sing Ana Bakoach, our souls rise upwards from our mundane lives to the holiest that we can possibly be. We change Friday night into Shabbat. So I invite you, as I'm singing Ana Bakoach, to sing along in your muted state, but also to think over your week, all the emotions, all the things that you've done this week, and take them all and lift them up, channel them into Shabbat holiness. Yada da 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 da, ya la 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 la, 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 ya na na na. Ana Bakoach gedulat yemincha, tatir tzurura, kabel rinat amcha sagvenu, tarenu nora, ay 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 ay.
Shabbat Shalom, where our family is here to bring Lecha Dodi to you. I just want to say Lecha Dodi Lekrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabla. Loosely translated, it means, come, my beloved, we're going to embrace the Shabbat together. You know, we often leave our houses for Shabbat, to spend Shabbat in the shul, in the synagogue, in the temple. But one of the consequences of this awful plague is that we're bringing the Shabbat into our homes. And like this beautiful hymn tells us, that's really where Shabbat belongs. Shabbat, the essence of Shabbat is in the home. And my prayer is that as we kind of confine ourselves with our beloveds in our homes, that we can bring some of that Shalom Shabbat, that peace of Shabbat into our homes. So I don't see the text yet on the screen, but we'll start anyway. Here it is. Okay. Not too fast.
You can choose to rise in place for Baruch Hu if you'd like. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. And if you chose to stand, you may be seated. In Psalm 89, there's a verse that reads, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, which is traditionally translated as your steadfast love is eternal. These words, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, can also be translated as the world will be built on love. Think about that for a moment. Consider what it means for love to build the world. Amidst all of our brokenness, there's one thing that remains unbroken: love. The love we have for each other, for ourselves, and the everlasting love that God has for us. Rabbi Menachem Creditor took these words, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, and the sense of the world being built on love, and wrote this song. Oh, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Oh, da-da-dai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Om Chesed Yibaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, dai, da-da-dai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Om Chesed Yibaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Da-da-dai, dai, yadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Dai, dai, yadadai, dai. I will build this world from love. Da-da-da-dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And you must build this world from love. Da-da-dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world from love, da-da-dai, yadadai, dai. Then God will build this world from love. Da-da-dai, yadadai, dai. Oh, da-da-dai, yadadai, dai. Oh, da 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 ya da da da.
Rabbi Lily Solichek.
I think we'll say the Shema first, and then I will give a short kavanah about it. So we have a custom to cover our eyes, and I have a custom to take a deep breath and to really try to listen when we say the Shema. And even though we're saying it on mute, we're still saying it all together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Lachato Ve'olam Va'ed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha Bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha V'ahavta, and you shall love. Our sages asked, how can we command love? And instead of making us guess, the Shema gives us directions of how to show our love, tangible actions that we can take. We show love of God by placing this teaching on our heart. We show love of God by teaching our children and participating in Jewish life and ritual. But how do we cultivate love in our lives, even when the usual ways we show it aren't possible? In a moment when we're unable to gather or hug our friends or open our homes to guests, how do we continue to show our love? And you shall love the godliness in each person with all your heart, and teach your children that sometimes love looks different than we thought. You shall love the divine spark of life in each of us. You shall love by staying home. You shall love by staying connected to one another on the phone, by honoring the doctors and healthcare workers, by advocating for the safety of essential workers. You shall love God by checking on one another. You shall love God by loving and supporting each other. V'ahavta, and you shall love.
The truth and the faith. Emet ve'emunah. The truth, the emet, is that we are vulnerable. We are dust and ashes, a passing shadow. The truth is that we were never standing on solid ground, but we have been robbed of the illusions of stability and strength. The truth is that we were not meant to dwell alone. We believe in a God who created us so that God could avoid the untethered torture of loneliness. And the truth is that God does not leave us alone. The one who partnered with our parents as we were formed and knew us in the womb is still with us. The one who searches for us in love as the sun sets each Shabbat is still with us. and our faith. Our faith demands that we were chosen to keep searching for the one, to keep showing up for the one who redeemed our ancestors with peerless miracles, the one who graces us with the unspeakably beautiful gift of seemingly mundane days. My faith gives me the language to express my gratitude for a small community in Maine that holds my family through this imperfect, messy life, that feeds me with maple syrup and honey and blueberry and birthday cakes. My faith holds me firm in holding them through the frightening pain of illness and death, through the awe-inspiring beauty of Shabbat morning walks by bustling streams and forests brimming with plants and multicolored fungi I only recently knew could be food, through sweaty and joyous Purim nights soaked with dance and song, the exhilarating thrill of new loves, and the devastating breaking apart of bonds. My faith holds me together. It holds me close to all of you and the one without whom I would not be. This faith, this emunah, brings me to the lips of the shore each Shabbat to remember the miracles of creation, redemption, and revelation, the gifts that come and go with each breaking of the waves. Please join me for Micha Mocha. U'malchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem, Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael echa'anu shira, b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam, Micha Mocha b'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osei feleh, Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, Bokeyam lifnei Moshe, Ze'eli anu v'yamru, Adonai yiloch le'olam va'ed, V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalom yad chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
This prayer contains the beautiful words, Ufros alenu sukat shlomecha, asking that upon us a sukkah, a gentle shelter of peace, be granted. Ufros alenu, we ask for peace to be shared around. We ask for others and not just for ourselves, because peace, shalom, wholeness, has no substance if it is only for some and not for everyone. A sukkah is open on all sides, and while traditionally we welcome the visitor to a physical place, our sukkah tonight is this holy space that we hold together here on this Zoom Shabbat. We welcome stranger, visitor, friend, family, whoever needs to share our shelter this Shabbat. Shlomecha. Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote that when we pray, we bring God into the world, focusing our conscious intent on the possibility of God's shalom, bring it closer. We are key to making God's wholeness, God's peace, become a reality in the world. Hashkivenu Adonai, give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety, and in your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us, not just on this Shabbat, but always. Watch over our friends and our family, and prepare for us as we return not just to our homes, but eventually to the world where we can reach out to one another yet again. And in this time, spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Over the Holy One's world and each of your individuals' homes and world, may you have a sukat shalom this Shabbat.
It can be challenging to find meaningful rest for our minds and our hearts amidst anxiety, illness, worry, and fear. And yet, the joyful words of Vishamru remind us of the imperative of rest. On the seventh day of creation, God ceased from work and vayinafash. Vayinafash comes from the root nefesh, meaning a person's soul. And so we can understand this word vayinafash to mean becoming refreshed, perhaps re-souled, or becoming reconnected with our life force. One simple practice I found useful during these challenging days to vayinafash, to reconnect with my soul, is to simply place my hand on my chest and feel myself breathing. I invite you to do that as well. It's a simple act. You can do it anytime, but I'll invite you to do it now with me, placing your hand over your heart and taking a breath, filling your lungs with air and breathing out again. As we feel our chests rise and fall, we reconnect with breath, knowing that it itself is a blessing. We'll turn that blessing and breath into song as we join together for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini ubein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Rabbi Sruli with Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadosh Shemei Rabba, Yomad Brachirotei, Yamnich Malchutei, V'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayedcho Beit Yisrael, V'galav Bisman Karev Yimeru, Amen. יהי שמירה בו מברך לעולם עולמי עולמי. יתברך ישתבח ויתפאר יתרומם ויתנשא יתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קדושה בריחו לעילום מן כה ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תעבירן בימה במהרה אמן.
Keter Shela.
Here we are, unmuted, for our tefillah, our Amidah. Those of you who have a prayer book at home, this is the time to open your tefillah for Shabbat. If you need resources, you can look at the chat box. There are a number of links that you can use to find the words of our Amidah. But you might also choose this time to sing your own praises and look for the words that make sense and bring meaning to you. And we know that this is completely appropriate because as our Amidah opens and says, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, and we say God of Abraham and God of Isaac and God of Jacob, we recognize that God doesn't present itself in the same way to our patriarchs, and it does not present itself in the same way to us. And so this is a time to connect to God, to connect to nature, to connect to what's mysterious about the universe, whatever you call it, however you feel it. We pray this Amidah, we pray this Tefillah. We open our lips. We hope that our messages and our connections, our words, our silences will be meaningful.
And let us come together for Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom. In Ramah. Oseh Shalom. In Ramah. We are Shalom. 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 Try with me from the top. Oseh Shalom. In Ramah. Oseh Shalom. In Ramah. We are Shalom. 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 Be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Be the one who brings peace down. Oh, be the one who brings peace down. Be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down.
We now join together in Amisha Berach, a prayer for healing. This prayer comes from the book of Numbers when Moses prays for his sister Miriam. It's the first time we have a prayer of healing in the Torah. Miriam has leprosy and she's been shut outside of the camp. She is, as it were, in quarantine. And the people decide that they are not willing to move on until she's better, until she can rejoin the community. They have an act of solidarity with the person who is ill. And I thought this prayer was so appropriate today when many of us are in isolation, when we are at a stay-at-home order here in Maine. So I invite you, as we say this prayer for healing, to type into the chat box, if you would like, the names of people that you are thinking of who need healing. Those in your family, those in your community, your friends. We won't be able to hear the names, but we will see them scrolling by, and I know we will hold them in our hearts as we say the Shni Shabbat. I'm going to offer a brief prayer, and then we're going to sing the first line and another prayer in the second and another prayer in the third. We pray, Rofei HaCholim, the one who heals the sick. We pray for those who are ill, those at home, not sick enough to be tested, but sick enough to worry. Will I get worse? Did I infect those I love? When will I feel better? Those in hospitals, isolated from loved ones, living with uncertainty. Those with chronic conditions or new injuries, delaying treatment by choice or by necessity, unsure when they will get the care they need, staying home so others can be safe. Those who are experiencing emotional pain, whose anxiety is rising, who are unable to access their usual support systems, who are not sure how they will make it through. We pray for all those experiencing illness, those who are in who we've named here, those who are in our community, our country, and our world whose names are left unsaid. Please join me in singing that first line of healing. El Narifan Allah, El Narifan Allah, El Narifan Allah, Refuah Shelema. We pray, Hanotein Liya'if Koach, the one who gives strength to the weary. We pray for those who are helping. We pray for those doctors, nurses, and healthcare providers who go to work each day to fight a virus that cannot be seen. May they find strength as they walk through the doors of the hospitals, not knowing what they face inside. We pray for those who work in essential services, the cashier at the grocery store, the postal clerk, and those who deliver our packages, the pharmacy and factory workers providing us with what we need. May they, who have been so often overlooked in the past, find fortitude as they go to work so we can continue with our lives. We pray for the experts, the public health officials making difficult decisions, the scientists and lab technicians working as fast as they can to process tests and develop vaccines. May ingenuity and creativity enlighten their eyes, and may compassion for all live in their hearts. May we support all those who are helping. We join together in prayer. El Narifan Alo, El Narifan Alo, El Narifan Alo, Refuah Shelema. We pray for the one who lifts up the fallen. We pray for those who are hurting, those who have lost their jobs, those who are overwhelmed with work and family responsibilities, those who are in fear for the health of loved ones, those who do not have the money to support themselves, and those who miss oh so many things, hugging a loved one, meeting for coffee, going out to a movie or to a sports game, gathering together in person to celebrate Shabbat. All of us who find our lives turned upside down. We join together in prayer, for we all need healing. El Narifan Alahem, El Narifan Alahem, El Narifan Alahem, Refuah Shelema. God, we pray, heal them. God, we pray, heal us.
Rabbi Carolyn Braun leads us in Aleinu.
So one of my heroes is Pete Seeger. And Pete Seeger does these crazy things, like on a record, he asks people to harmonize with him. And I kind of feel like that's what I'm going to do now. We have, this is what I say to my congregation, we're beginning to end because we're Jews, so we never quite get to the end for a long time. But we conclude this part of the service with Aleinu. And there's this beautiful, I don't know, it's kind of a chant. And so I'm thinking that at home, you can do one of these two parts. And the easiest part says, Ein Od, there is none like God. And it goes like this. Ein Od, Ein Od, Ein Od, Ein Od. That's it. And you can do a lot of harmonizing with that. And then if you know the fancy part above it, I will sing that, and hopefully we'll all be harmonizing all over Maine, all over California, all over wherever we are, Aleinu. So I'll start us off. Ein Od, Ein Od, Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו המונם. Einot, sorry about the key. Einot, Einot, Einot. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Einot. Einot, 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 תמונות השמיים יוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגבי מרום. Einot. Einot, Einot. הכתוב בתורתך. ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, אינו.
So at this point in our service, we are going to say Mourner's Kaddish. And if we were together in our home shuls, there might be a list where the names of loved ones would be mentioned. So I'm going to ask you, just as we did with the Mishaberach, if there's someone whose name you would like to lift up at this time, to please type in their name in the chat box. This is a moment for us to recall everyone who may not be with us physically, but is with us in spirit. And this is a moment where it's especially important to affirm the grandeur of the world and the goodness of God in the face of grief. So we recall at this moment the names of loved ones and those who we have lost to this plague and other illnesses at this time, affirming what is good and what is beautiful and what is grand in our world at this moment. So we come together for Kadisha Tom, for Mourner's Kaddish, and I invite everyone to rise either in body or spirit, as is your custom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, Bialma divra kirutei, Biamlich malchutei, B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye b'chol Beit Yisrael, B'gala u'bizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'rihu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Damiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. V'imru. Amen. Call upon Rabbi Sruli to lead us in Yigdal.
So the beautiful poem Yigdal reaffirms the basic beliefs of our tradition and our culture. When Lisa and I first came to Lewiston, Auburn, we realized that there was another very, very powerful and strong culture here, those of the French Canadian immigrants. And we asked around, and the connection between the Jewish community and the French Canadian community was very powerful. And I could tell you many beautiful stories that I heard about the interplay and how each community looked out for the other. So, so we set this prayer yigdal to a French Canadian melody that we love. And Lisa will sing the words and I will accompany.
Surely will accompany on the Jew's heart. That's what that little 2 minutes. Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach nimtza b'nyanei mitziuto echad v'yen yachid v'yichudo melam v'gam ben tzarok v'yachduto tabu v'yeinodu Eloh Eloh kedushato Kadmon lechol davar asher nivra Rishon v'reshit l'reshito Imo Adon olam bechol motzai Yored gdulato malchuto Shefan nubuato v'tano Elan shesegulato v'tifarto Lo am Yisrael in Moshe od Navi u'mavi etzimnato Tovat emet Yamoher Al yad nevi'on yeman beito Lo yachal Yisrael V'lo yamir dato Le'olamim mezunato Sofer yodea zareinu Mabit v'sof davar diktat mato Gomer ish chesed k'mifalo Notei l'rashava k'rishato Yishlach l'ketz yamim shichenu L'fdot mechakeket yeshuato Metim yichayeh berach hasod Baruch adei Hashem tehilato Metim yichayeh berach hasod Baruch adei Hashem tehilato
Thank you. Sarah Rockford will lead us in some announcements.
Thank you guys so much for joining. This is so beautiful to have so many people on this call bringing Shabbat together. I just want to take this opportunity to share a couple announcements from the Center for Small Town Jewish Life. If you follow us on Facebook, we've been posting 10 minutes of Torah from Maine rabbis every day. And these are beautiful videos full of wonderful Torah, so check those out. And on our website, we have a page of resources where we're compiling online gatherings that congregations around the state are leading. So please check that out. And if you have something you'd like added to the page, please email me. And my email is here, or you can find it on our website. And finally, we have not canceled the Maine Conference for Jewish Life. We are waiting to see whether it will be possible to hold. We're very much hoping we can continue as planned. And in the meantime, maybe we can will it into being. You can register on our website as well. And in the event that we do have to cancel, we will give you a full refund for registration. So thank you all so much for joining. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll turn it over to Rabbi Lisa Vinacore.
Thanks, Sarah. So it wouldn't be a Jewish gathering if we didn't have a few minutes to schmooze and say hello. So in a moment, you're going to be sent into a breakout room chosen randomly. For just a brief moment to introduce yourself, where you're from, maybe to check in about how you're doing and to hear from the other people in your room how they're doing. It's really a blessing to be together and to have this opportunity. So you'll see on your screen a prompt for you to accept your breakout room. When that comes up, accept the prompt and make sure to unmute yourself. And again, you'll introduce yourself, have a little bit, it'll be 4 or 5 minutes of just saying hello and making a new friend across Maine. And then we'll join back together for a closing benediction and closing song. So see you back here in 5 minutes.
I will come.
Is this my group?
Is this our group?
Hey,
Judy.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Susan.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Shalom,
Hi.
everybody.
My name is Alan Mills. I'm from Tom.
Groups yet?
Find our group.
Stan and Norma.
All right.
Everybody?
Hi.
I heard everybody talking at once. I don't get how we're in a group. Everybody is in this group.
Not in a group. Not in groups yet.
I don't think the group thing is working.
Okay.
It's wonderful. This is the group.
Anyway.
Good to see everybody.
Should have done the harmonizing song.
Stan and Norma. Occasionally see people I know.
That doesn't. I'm gonna ask everyone to mute themselves.
Cliff. Hey, Judy. Hello.
Hi. Cliff. Liz and Sid.
Hi, Barb.
Oh, I'm trying to find.
Who's my group? I'm only.
Olivia.
We're all
Olivia, unmute yourself.
Olivia.
They were unmuted. It's flashing.
This
time in middle school. Olivia. Ellen and Fred are.
Hey, Sharon.
This is a big mess. It's Judy.
Hi, everyone. So that was, as someone said, Oneg chaos. It's always a blessing to have a loud, joyous Oneg. It seems like the groups didn't work, but I heard lots of hellos and shaloms and Shabbat shalom. So I think we're going to call that our Oneg. And I want to leave you all with a closing blessing. And then we'll sing Oseh Shalom as we make our way to our Shabbat tables. So as we leave this sacred time together of ushering in Shabbat as one community of Jews in Maine, and as many of you have remarked in the chat box, and I know are feeling, this was truly a blessing and truly amazing. May we hold in our hearts and in our mind's eye the warm smiles of all who have joined us here tonight. And may we know that we are not alone. In the days and weeks ahead, may we as God's partners help to bring peace and an end to suffering in our midst. And may we find rest and renewal in the day ahead. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As we
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Amen.